What's up, guys? I wanted to give y'all a rundown of my Necromancer build real quick and be specific and stay on point. And this is a straight up guide for a critical strike god Necromancer. When I say critical strike god, I mean I can take down multiple elites in 2 to 3 hits with a bone spear. That's how godlike it is. And this can be a in-game build. So stick with me. Here we go. We got this one. Um, Anything like this that you come across with this aspect, and it's the unique one, uh, I suggest it. The bone spear leaves behind echoes. Anything to do with the bone spear, souping it up in this way, leaving echoes and stuff like that, it's always a good thing to have, because just hear me out, bone spear is going to be your bread and butter. Now some people, they have it set up to where you don't have to have a basic skill, but the way I have it set up, the critical strike only gets higher as you use the basic skill. So we have a barrier. When you're using a barrier, hold on, making me nervous. Preview. Anyways, when you're using that barrier is very important to get yourself out of situations when you're trying to get a bunch of them lined up in the bone spear, which you can get trapped, and I get trapped multiple times. I do die. That is possible. Now when I say god powers, I mean like damage wise. Once you get on a roll, it would be hard to stop unless the corpses stop dropping. So always have a barrier. The corpse explosion. Now this is a good thing to have when you have this aspect on. It sends out a little volatile skeleton like if you were using Army of the Dead, yet you can bring those things up at will. Those little skeletons that shoot out on Army of the Dead, you get your very own with corpse explosion. And what I'll show you here in the skill here soon, in the skill tree, just how high my shadow damage is. Now see, a lot of people, they don't do it this way, but I like to do it this way due to the fact that I am using corpse explosion to clear out enemies that I can't even see myself. Okay, so therefore wherever an enemy's at, these things are like little homing missiles. They go to wherever there's an enemy if it's within range. So why not? And wherever they explode, it does a crap load of damage. And we're always looking on the lookout for anything that has anything to do with bringing up corpse skill attacks. That would be our corpse explosion. Lucky strike chances, those are always something you want to keep in mind when dealing with this kind of build. Having those lucky hit chances and lucky critical, in the critical strike damage, you need to have those things so souped up that it's like they're on steroids. Moving on, I just got this one in, I don't even remember where. I think it was just one of the old Whispering Tree dungeon challenges, but I replaced it because it had a higher maximum life, so the effect was higher. The amount of health that I could generate on a lucky hit, which when I'm jacking up my lucky chances and critical strike chances, when I'm doing that, I'm building on my lucky hit chances for my other weapons as well. So hitting a lucky chance is very possible, like 1 in 2 chance that you're going to hit it when you build your guy this way, okay? So that might seem like a very low number, but when it's stacked up with the Paragon points and your in the way the skills stack up and the way the armor connects together, we start getting a crazy build, okay? So we're moving on down to here. This is basically like a crowd control, okay? So when I'm running across the ground and stuff, anything that my little feet with my ice on the bottom of them, I'm so cold. That's how cold this build is. It's really good and really powerful, and you'll see it after I get done explaining this. But it helps keep the enemies slow. It keeps them, to where you can turn around and just nail them with the spear and shit. And it's just an all-around awesome thing to have. It's an awesome aspect to have with this build. That was rude, guys. I'm in the middle of a live. Okay, so we were at the boots. Now we're at this little filly right here. Now this right here I love. I got it. I was using the sword and shield, but I got over that, and then I got this right here, and this thing right here is dope as fuck, okay? So already you're adding to that 1,000 chance of 1,000 life points from your pants. You drop down to this, which with every kill I get 329 life points put into my health bar with every kill. Now think about this. When you see me and I get these big old elites and everybody in one little area with this corpse tiller, I drop them and my health bar just shoots back up, and I end up only using like 1 or 2 health potions in a dungeon due to that, because there's so many enemies. We can skip that part because we're using the two-handed weapon. Now this goes with the corpse tiller. This one right here, you can get it as one of them unlocked dungeons at standard form. This one came with a different ring, or it might have even came with this ring, but the shadow damage or the crowd control, and I wish I could get rid of the maximum minions life, but the last time I tried to do those random pulls, I ended up burning through most of my gold, so I'm straying away from that for a little bit, but at the current second it works for the aspect alone. So, and damage to close enemies, I added that one. That one's pretty good. Overpowered damage is pretty good. But anyways, the bone spear, this one right here, the vulnerable damage that this guy does to my guy can critically strike vulnerable enemies and clear them the fuck out. Okay, I'm not joking, and excuse my language, but this is no joke when I call this damn build I got right here a god. Then we got this right here, which everybody knows you add to most of the good skills. You'll add to the amulet and it'll give you more. I don't know why when I added that it was supposed to be a 30% jack up on my sacrifice, but it only gave me a 23%, so who knows. Anyways, moving to the Book of the Dead, I sacrificed my skirmish, which is your first skeleton you unlock, for critical strike chance, which already with all the weapons I have in their aspects, the critical strike chance has gone up so much, so drastically it's not even funny. Okay, then you got the mages, you get rid of them, and that's damage to vulnerable enemies, which with some of those aspects, they become vulnerable with corpse explosion, they become vulnerable with my weapon. So we're getting even skills add to that vulnerable state, and that's what I'm talking about. Critical and vulnerable damage you want to stack this. You deal 37% increased strike damage, but you lose the chance to summon a golem. Cool. But if you remember, oh, no, that ain't it. Where was it? Oh, the Paragon. That's what we're getting into. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Anyways, so I use, because of how I got my Paragon board set up, which is, you know, it's genius. I had to work it out myself, and a little bit of a puzzle, but we figured it out. Anyways, this is the Bone Splinter. I only use one skill point. You have to use at least two up here to drop down to the next row, but I used this one and brought it all the way up here to Bone Splinters have a 20% chance to hit and make an enemy vulnerable, again stacking the vulnerability chances. You want to increase your essence because Bone Spear is an essence drainer, but as long as you're got that corpse explosion and you're making sure corpses are dropping like crazy, like you will as you drop on down here, and you'll see, it's just, I'm telling you, this build, when you see it, it's God. It's just like Goku going Ultra Instinct. Anyways, dropping down to the cream of the crop, and I haven't found I'm looking for an armor that I can strap on the one, and maybe not even an aspect, just the top part of it, and the white text. I'm looking for something to add to the points of this, but at this current second, I don't have any, so we're still on the hunt for that. Anyways, we want Bone Spear is going to be that nightmare killer. Going into tier 21 dungeons, even higher than that, like I'm about to do here in a few minutes on live. Going into one of them higher level tiers dungeons, this shit right here will clear the air for real after you get done doing what I'm telling you to do. Anyways, I give it as many skill points as it'll let you give it, and I drop it all the way down to increase critical strike chance. If Bone Spear primary projectile critically strikes, it fires 2 additional bone shards upon being destroyed. 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit a critical strike with the Bone Spear, with the way this setup is. Can y'all hear that stuff going on in the background? I don't know. Someone's fighting. Your lucky hit, your damage has up to a 12% chance to create a corpse that targets a location, which when you're dropping enemies the way this build is, there's clumps, I mean big old body clumps in the floor just laying there. Blood mist is when you get into those little sticky situations and you can't drop a corpse. It will actually do damage and drop corpses as long as you bring it all the way up to here. It'll leave behind corpses, and you'll stay in there for maybe probably like 3 or 4 seconds, and you'll get 3 or 4 corpses, and as long as you have that corpse explosion with that volatile skeleton that does extra damage as it hits, and plus adds to your crit, I can't remember which, it adds to either your critical or one of them, but either way it helps, so make sure you have that on. I know it's a blood skill, but that blood skill right there actually helps with essence when needed. If you got enough Paragon points, then this, what I'm showing you right now, is only for a backup, because your Paragon board should take care of your essence by the time you're done with this. So anyways, that was a blood mist, corpse explosion. I love this. Look at this. Okay, so check this out. I got so much shadow damage stacked up on my armor that this damn thing does way more damage now. Plus the exploding volatile skeleton that sends out every time a corpse is dropped, which with the modifier to this, it drops a corpse Okay, it drops a corpse like crazy inside that little dark area. And that dark area stacks. So that 12,000 point, 12,000 shadow damage, it stacks. That is something that does stack. So every little area that has a dark hole in it is 12,000 damage for 6 seconds. It doesn't diminish because however many you got, that's how much you can times 12,000 by, okay? So dropping on down, consuming corpses generates essence, which you'll watch and see as I play. I'll use it as I get a break to stack up my essence bar to help it regenerate quicker. Increase damage for 6 seconds after consuming a corpse, which you're going to consume a crap load of corpses. So that's, 6 seconds, get 9% damage. Another 6 seconds, you get 9% damage. Another 6 seconds, you get what I'm saying? Like, you keep on adding to your fucking damage. And excuse my language, I don't have my kids home tonight, so therefore I'm allowed to cuss a little bit more. You deal increased damage to distant enemies. I only added 1 to this because it's not like what I should add a little bit more, but the way I have mine set up, I like it the way it is right now, and I should be able to find a few of those side quests that still have where you get like a skill point or something like that. So I'm gonna wait and I'll add that as time goes on. Corpse tiller, you don't have to add a whole bunch to it, but I go all the way up here because, as again, the critical damage to vulnerable enemies is insane. So therefore, the more vulnerable damage I am able to get them to be done, I can down a boss in literally maybe 3 good bone spear hits, to the point to where all I gotta do is basic attack him 2 or 3 times and he drops. Even if I die, I might not even have to do that. I jack all these up because these have to do with critical bone strikes and critical bone, and you're going to be throwing so much bone around that it would make no sense not to give these everything they got. Now this one, oh, sorry, that's spoiler alert, excuse me. This one right here. Sacrificing both your skeleton warriors and skeleton mages increases their sacrifice bonus by 60%. So, from the Book of the Dead, where I sacrificed, the skeleton mages for more vulnerable damage and the skeleton skirmishers for more critical damage, that whatever that percentage was, give it another 60%. Plus, if y'all remember correctly, another 23% to all my sacrifices, which that 60, let's see, what is that, 18 plus, just do the math. I'm a little foggy right now, but dude, you're doing upwards to 80%, depending on which one you're looking at. You're looking up to, the minimum 70 to 80% in the critical strike range because of your sacrifices. Then you add how much damage you do to a vulnerable enemy because of your skills and your aspects, adding all together to make this insane, crazy build that I'm showing you here. We left off here. That's another 60% to my sacrifices, which are contributing to the vulnerable and critical strike chances, damages, all that. I like Bone Storm, so it gets you out of the area. It also adds to your critical strike chance. Plus, when this is on and you throw Bone Spear and you have it set up the way I have it set up, you will notice things drop like flies. Big old elites that you might have were having issues with before, even with the minion build, which the minion build I was built on my older lives when I first started out. It was a minion build, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. That build will work all the way up till world tier 3, and then you can just pretty much forget about it, man. You just need to go ahead and get rid of it, because none of those minions are doing you a damn thing other than slowing you down. Anyways, we were there at the 60% Bone Storm, and then I give the ossified essence because of adding to my essence, adding to my bone skills in any way is what we want. Critical strike, vulnerable damage, and bone skill. That's all you need to worry about. And if you ain't been given some hours and grinding away, don't worry about this, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I had to redo this so I could go back and get my. I'm gonna see this is what I'm showing you. I'll show you a little preview. Look at this Paragon board for the bone build. Okay, the critical strike damage plus 7.5, plus 7.5, plus 7.5. This is we get a essence on kill. Of course, you want that. Plus 7.5, plus 7.5, plus 5 for the bone damage, plus another 5 for the bone damage, plus another 7.5, plus 15. I haven't met the criteria yet. I'm getting there. It takes a little bit more time on the Paragon board, but it will happen. And plus some of my armor I can add to them once I can. I will have that, and that's another 15% critical strike damage, plus another 10% towards bone skill damage. And this is how people are going to be able to get to higher world tiers, is stuff like this. This is another thing that added to it, and I want to show y'all something. And while I'm about to go run a nightmare dungeon, do you see this? It didn't start off as 6.9 vulnerable damage, meaning when they're vulnerable, I'm doing whatever my damage is for a vulnerable enemy, add 6.9 to that, okay? And then if I got anything else set up to do that, which I do with the Bone Spear, which Bone Spear's jacked up 7 ways to Sunday, okay? So, you know what I mean? This ain't no 7th day Adventist. Yeah, sorry, 7th day Adventist. I don't even know if I said that right again. Lemon haze, damn you. Anyways, but dude, man, I'm telling you, this is the shit. The shit. Just shit. It is awesome. It doesn't need toilet paper because it's gonna have to be wiped. That's how fucking awesome this build is. And it's only gonna get more amazing. Alright? Because if you come over here, there's another. We don't need that. We don't need that. There's another. See the. Okay, well, we get into those. And then this is going to be another one of those nodes down there in the blue and yellow underneath. And it's going to add to shit. I'm just saying, man. Now, how about this? Enough chit chat. Let's go run. I think I got. Let's run a 37 tier nightmare dungeon on live. Just FYI, guys, I don't know. This will be my second nightmare dungeon that I've opened up with a sigil. Okay, I did the nightmare dungeon in order to get to world tier 4, but Elias kicked my ass a few times before I got out of there. And you know, the true inspiration behind that build I just showed you was the Butcher. And mainly Butcher in World Tier 3 at the end was really just fucking hammering, just beating the shit out of me. I even got a him on live a few times, me and him going at it. So, as I said, man, this is about like how it was for me in World Tier 3 at the end of it. Just walking through pretty much with my minion build, mind you. It was a minion bone build towards the end of World Tier 3. I got rid of a few things, I got rid of my golem. He was the first one to go. Then I got rid of the other two, which I still have remnants of that build in my stash, because you never know. But this build right here will be a build that you can rock all the way to the end. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually get lucky. The last one I did, which was tier 21, which I know is a really step, like this is a big step up, 37. But I figured the higher the Nightmare Dungeon, even if I don't finish, you still have a chance of getting, you know, good armor drops. So, which is where I found a lot of my ancestral unique armor. I'm telling you, those corpse explosions, man, they really get you out of a bind too. And if you see the way it's set up with the shadow, it's part of the shadow damage. Okay, so it's part of the corpse explosion. So, where is it? Damn. Yeah, this is it. 40.5% darkness skill damage. And chilled damage. Meaning it's going with this because this is chilled damage. Okay? Because it's leaving chills everywhere I go. But then you stack on 40 plus damage with the corpse explosion, and it's like a missile I can send out. You know, that is just like the dream. But you do get into a bind, man. You can get into a bind. I kind of fixed that though with the, I had to go. I know I didn't show y'all the Paragon board, but in detail. But first off, if you're looking at this video before, well, I'm gonna say level 70, and before you've completed a few of those, challenges for your renowned, and where you get like I think I finished 2 regions, and I gotten like 4 Paragon points per region, plus some side quests and stuff, I believe, give you skill points and stuff like that. Like, okay guys, moment of truth. This build right here, will it stand up in a tier 4 level or a tier 37 Nightmare Dungeon? This is my second Nightmare Dungeon ever. The second one that has been opened up with a sigil. I think I got invited to one. I got invited to somebody moving up in the tiers because I had to fight Elias with them. And it was like level 70 something. I don't, you know, it was like, it was clearly not for this. Holy shit, this one ain't no joke. I believe we need to go up in Paragon points before we start traversing this ground. Y'all gonna hate me because I don't think I can do this one. Nope. You can see that damage that stuff's doing. Y'all can forget that. We'll do a different tier one. This one's it's clearly has nothing to do with my character and everything to do with the fucking fact that that is a high tier to be doing solo. While we're trying to grind out for Paragon points. I like adding this to it. Adding to my critical strike. Okay, so I keep trying to open the map and keep fucking up, or opening this. So you can only have one nightmare dungeon open at a time. I don't want to go through the damn fields of hatred, because there's some hateful ass folks out there right now. I tried going out there to get some Tree of Whispers points on the boss. Sometimes you don't get people that are they're just trying to earn some points too, but no. Well, y'all. We died a few times. Oh. Well, we'll just get to the front of the dungeon and then go do our drop and refill. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that nightmare dungeon should in no way reflect his character. As you can see, like the corpse explosion is doing thousands of damage per hit. It's doing insane amounts. Like, and I did have those Fist of Fate gloves on for a while, and while yes, I was destroying them because 9 times out of 10 it's throwing a very heavy critical hit, I am dying like crazy because I don't have that distance maker, that volatile skeleton. I don't have that, and it's less of a controlled explosion. You just better hope and pray to God they're in that area. Which you can make it to where the corpses drop under the bodies, but it's just easier to be able to guide them damn things to where you want them to go. You want them to go over there to, like, these things are like little homing missiles. If it's breakable or it's a damn enemy, they will go after it.
I need more time.
Just like that. Elites fall. Fall, fall, fall. Essence builder, essence builder, essence builder. Wow, yes, it can burn up some time doing it that way. Fucking druids. I ain't got nothing against them. It's just the dude that was just killing in Fields of Hatred. Was rocking it like you're picking on a dude that's like 20 levels below you. While yes, I will get to that 100. Jesus Christ. Just like that 100, those guys that are on that level 100, they ain't got much predators to worry about. And there you go, cleared out that area so I could drop back through because I was running out of health. Telling you. This right here, this build right here will bring you to higher levels. And it's noob tolerable. Like you, even a damn person, these damn Call of Duty players, us older Diablo players gotta deal with all these new folks coming to the series because they had no idea it was like this, or this is the first time it's been this way. I am one that comes from the old days. I'm not that old, I'm only 35. But the first one I played, I was like 8, 9 years old. And needless to say, it was a challenge for someone that age, for me anyways. But I figured it out. But I'm just going to say this, I do not hate on this one. This one is dope. It is awesome. I enjoy it. And I have put some serious hours into my live stream with the evolution of this Necromancer. And for y'all's information, when Season 1 comes out, I intend on running a Blood Surge Necromancer. I've done some homework with the aspects as I gathered them through running through the world like I am right now. And I just feel like that will be the next one that makes sense to me because it would be the closest one to this build I'm already running now. But I do want to run an entirely new build, not new characters, just new build in the next season. Elites giving you issues? No problem. They're gonna fall into that stacking massive shadow damage. Are they shadow resistant, you say? Well, what is physically resistant? Not much unless they're immune. That physical damage? That bone spear?
I'm not ready yet.
Put a chill on you. Slow you down a little bit. Yeah. You see that ice that built up on her? That's what that is. They'll even run away, man. Like I got it to where they'll run away. Alright, here we go. Nightmare Dungeon. Tier 21. Because we couldn't. We bitched out on 37. Y'all seen it, man. I was dropping them and then those resistant ones. I mean, that's where that whole level tier shines, is when they got resistant powers. And dude, the fucking ones with the flames that come out on 3 sides, those damn guys right there really tear you up. I don't understand why some people think that the Necromancer is so like they underestimate it. It is a very, in my opinion, it is probably the best
This is not meant for me.
character in the game. He can call upon people to help him. He can call upon skeletons with magic and call upon
I
skeletons with
cannot do
swords
that
and
here.
I've got
shields,
more than baubles, traveler.
and you know, just that right there alone should be enough to make you want to go and use the Necromancer. But when those things start to not make a difference, which you'll see by the time if you're using a
Don't
minion
ruin all
build
that work.
and you have yet to switch to World Tier 4, I promise you now you're gonna end up wanting to switch, because while it is cool to have 13 to 14 minions out on the field that are all stacked up, when you get to the higher levels, they just drop. They drop. Like when you're trying to protect those survivors and those think of it like when you're trying to protect the survivors in the little events around the world. Think of it like that, but with like 50% less health. Even with all the little attributes and things adding to them, they still ain't enough to hack it in the higher levels. And that's coming from somebody that loves minion build. I was very proud of my minion builds. Sorry about the switch up, guys. I know that seems frustrating. I am a seasoned veteran in the Diablo wars, but a miracle, I am not. How do you take your martini? Shaken in a half carafe. Well, that was some flawless shit. Hey, now, I was trying to do something. Shit, what the hell was that? I'm on fire! I'm on fire! Tom Cruise used the witchcraft to get the fire off of me. Ah! Oh, shit. Thing's building up. That's gonna be a pain in the ass when it shows up on an elite. Don't you think? It's alright. As long as I clear the room quick enough. I was watching Semi-Pro the other day and he's like, Bond, James Bond, how do you take your martini? Shake it and in a half carafe. That's a big ass martini, man. Shit, that's poison. See, as they were trying to come in here, they were dropping, because I had that shit at the door so I could get back and heal up a little bit. And as long as if the little ones die as they're coming through all that dark damage, I get health every time they die. Whether that be through my pants, or whether that be through my, the other one with that, I can't remember the other attribute. Whichever one has the other attribute on there. Y'all have to go back to the build and look at it. But as you can see, man, I can get into a pinch, walk away, and still have 9 health. Now, it can get a little hairy, especially when you get around those elites that, like this get all the elements in one area. And fucking Butcher! I'm telling you, it's like he's damn... Holy shit, dude, that was... Fucking Butcher, dude. That's all. That's insane. I've been seeing that a lot on Facebook posts too. He's been showing up in Nightmare Dungeon. He is a pain in the ass if you catch him. He catches you with your pants down. Best believe you're getting fucked. He is a badass individual to run into, especially in a Nightmare Dungeon. Everything's tougher. So he's probably running like 1,000 fucking miles a minute. There is no shame in losing to the Butcher. I've actually ran away from him and he's like left me alone because I've done a little damage to him. He was doing damage to me. I was basically dead, so I just kept running away, and then he just ran. Fresh meat. If I jump into it, does it kill me? It's locked. Now, if I got the Butcher set up, if I got him in a good area where I just dropped a bunch of bodies, then I would have had him. He caught me off guard. I bet he would have some serious loot on him. We were just talking about him earlier, too. That's what's crazy. I was just talking about him and how he was possessed and like how if you say the Butcher's name it like provokes him or some shit. It's crazy how many times he showed up when I've actually went out hunting for him. And like saying his name. Slay 3 keepers. I don't know who the keepers are. Sorry, y'all had a text. see the devastation. Just the sheer amount of bodies this build can drop. What is this?
I need more time.
Was that all it was a champion? Like, what was that supposed to do? Just sheer damage. Numbers. Big numbers. I ain't even found the keeper yet. Is that one of them ones that all three of them are in the same place? This game would give me carpal tunnel. Didn't even know I was doing that. By the time they get to me, they're already vulnerable. Can't get too cocky though, or you will. That will be your demise. Where is these guys? A big old onion. Oh, you gotta love it when you get to roll like that. You're hitting more critical strike damage than it. I mean, just crazy amounts. Plus that chill damage. That was scary. My dryer.
You're there! Please! Help us get out of here!
Nothing good ever
I
comes
used to
from
purge
these
this
and
evil, but now
dungeons like this.
I can't leave my friends here. Not like this.
We can't do it alone.
Sorry. That was sorry. Odin! Shut up. How the survivors died because I was looking at my phone just pressing buttons. Oh well, at least we get some major XP from this. Nobody lived to tell the tale. I guarantee you they're over here. This is the one where they're all three together. Holy crap. Don't run away, man.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
So you got me stuck where I didn't have no bodies over there. That was just one of them? Well, fuck, where I didn't go. I traversed it, just didn't capture the whole picture. Yeah. Might as well drink some soup. Left some gold. It's a little bit of money. so far. What is this? Ah. One legendary. And it ain't even ancestral. Sad pool. I know there was an update on the pool, like the drop ratings and stuff, but I haven't. I found a few unique ancestral items, but I would love it if a few more would pop up in a different selection. Wow, dude, what the fuck, man? I did that too late.
I need more skill.
Unfair, dude. As I said, man, you get trapped, man, but anybody can. Any character can. It's just my death rating was a little bit lower because as a minion build, you don't have to put yourself off in this action as much. Just like that. Done. I know it. I died, but got it. Alright. This is Nightmare Dungeon, so, you know. I see a lot of people, they have to ask for help. Just with some of the regular dungeons.
I'm not ready yet.
The ones that you know you need to move up in world tier. Oh, this one's Ooh, score! Ooh, I can't wait to try that. I'm gonna show y'all what that is. If you didn't see it, it's on the Paragon, or it's on the first Paragon board. Okay. Almost a 2% increase on the damage to vulnerable enemies. Oh, dude. That's insane. Vulnerable. Vulnerable. Anyways. Yep. That's the build, guys. Sorry about the commentary being so crazy, but I hope y'all liked it. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll do some different ones whenever the season 1 comes out for Blood Surge Necromancer. Stay tuned, y'all. I also do dungeon running gameplay, so if you're willing to hear some funny commentary when Butcher comes along, y'all go ahead and stay tuned later on. See you guys.